Here are 10 things you still might not know about Breath of the Wild despite it being out for 5 years. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. It's Dusty, one half of Al Radiant Gaming, and let's get started with these 10 things. They are all super exciting. And number one is actually something that I feel like I should have known, but I guess I just looked over it and never really gave it a second thought. And it's that the Hylian runes actually have an English translation. When you access a new shrine, a new tower, or even just drop a pin down on your Shikascope, you can actually see some of these letters going up and down. Personally, I always just thought this was for aesthetic purposes, but no. Even though they do just look like gibberish, they're actual words you can translate into English. When you drop a pin down through your Shikascope, you can actually read the words that goes up and down on the pin. It actually says, "It's dangerous to go alone." Clearly, this is a reference to the original Legend of Zelda game. How cool is that? Something that you see all the time in this game that I personally never thought of is actually phrases. And then speaking of references to older games, number two is actually something that if you're a Legend of Zelda fan, you can appreciate. And that is that Lon Lon Ranch actually does make an appearance in Breath of the Wild. Just maybe not the way that you think it should. Although most of Hyrule, is destroyed, thanks Ganon, there is actually some ruins from what a lot of fans believe is Lon Lon Ranch. Just southeast of the castle is an area with the name Ranch Ruins. And of course, a lot of Legend of Zelda fans are like, yes, this is Lon Lon Ranch from Ocarina of Time. And they even say that this brick structure looks a lot like Lon Lon Ranch in Ocarina of Time. And I definitely do agree that it is Lon Lon Ranch from Ocarina of Time. And I think that it's such a cool thing that they would include that in this game, even though, it's destroyed. And then number three is one I particularly found super, super cool. And that is Robin Williams having a cameo in Breath of the Wild. If you don't know, Robin Williams, the actor, actually named his daughter Zelda after, of course, Princess Zelda. He actually did a lot of commercials and advertising for the 3DS release of Ocarina of Time. And unfortunately, Robin Williams did pass away, but a lot of fans say that at the Foothill Stable just south of Death Mountain, there is a character that looks seemingly like Robin Williams. The character is named Dato, and a lot of fans say that the eyes and then the wrinkle around his lips look too much like Robin Williams to not be a nod to Robin Williams. I 1000% think this is Robin Williams. I love Robin Williams, and I think it's so cool that they would include something like this in Breath of the Wild. Excuse me while my wife and I go watch Mrs. Doubtfire. Number four on the list is actually another location, and it is Riola Spring. Riola Spring is one of the coolest locations in Breath of the Wild, and there is a specific reason why I think so. The spring actually features constant reappearances of the great dragon Farish. You can actually just camp out here and then respawn Farish over and over and over, all the while farming some of these dragon materials. This is an amazing location, especially if you're looking to farm some of these dragon items, and I wish I knew about this earlier in the game. I remember seeing the dragons when I first played, and I'm like, what the heck are these dragons? And then, well, obviously, months into playing the game, I'm like, oh my gosh, you can shoot these and get scales off of them. Are you kidding me? I wish I would have known about this earlier. And I absolutely think this is a cool location. One of the best in the game, in my opinion. While not dragons, number five does also include ferocious creatures in this game. And that is none other than Cuccos. Now, Cuccos, however you want to pronounce it, the chickens in Breath of the Wild are actually no stranger to the Legend of Zelda series. If you're a fan of the Legend of Zelda, you will know that if you attack one of these chickens multiple times, you will get attacked by these Cuccos with the fury of 1,000 burning suns. And it's actually super cool that in Breath of the Wild, you can kill most of these animals for meat, but they kept the Cuccos being unkillable and, of course, attacking you if you attack them. What's different about Breath of the Wild, though, is that if you take one of these Cuccos to a battle or to an enemy and you let it get attacked, it will release that fury of 1,000 burning suns on your enemies. I think that is so awesome and probably my all-time favorite feature in the whole Breath of the Wild game. Bring it on, Ganon. You're no match for these chickens. And then number six on the list is something I also wish I knew whenever I first started playing this game, is that you can turn those rusty swords into a lot better swords using one of the enemy's suction abilities. When you start playing Breath of the Wild for the first time, you'll notice you actually come across a lot of rusty swords. These rusty swords are decent, but they break after just a few hits, unfortunately. Lucky enough for you, the Rock Octorocks on Death Mountain can solve this issue. These Rock Octorocks have a suction ability just like Kirby. When you toss one of your rusty weapons to these Rock Octorocks as they are doing their suction ability, they will clean it up and then spit out a brand new improved version of that sword. From my understanding, the weapon that you get back is RNG, but I have seen a lot of people get super strong weapons from a mediocre rusty sword from doing this. I think that's so cool, and I probably could have saved myself so many rusty swords whenever I first started playing this game. Number 7 on the list is about a horse, and that is Ganon's horse in Breath of the Wild. Early on in Breath of the Wild, you'll probably come across a side quest to find a horse descended from the lineage of the royal family steeds. This horse, of course, is a horse related to none other than Ganon. In the Teobob grasslands, you can actually seek out this horse for yourself. It's huge, literally ginormous. It's twice the size of the other horses. This color scheme is actually the same color scheme as Ganon. And believe it or not, you can actually register this horse at a stable, and it has unlimited sprint. Unlimited stamina is no joke, and it really makes the game super fun whenever you use this horse. Number 8 on the list is also another subtle nod to Ocarina of Time, and that is Dark Link being in the game. Or at least Dark Link's outfit in the game. If you're a Legend of Zelda fan, you'll know that Dark Link was a minor antagonist in Ocarina of Time, and you can actually get the Dark Link suit in Breath of the Wild. The Dark Link suit is obtained by going to Kilton and spending 4,000 Mon. Mon is literally just obtained by selling Kilton monster parts, so it's not that hard to get. And you can dress up like Dark Link in Breath of the Wild. This is a super simple but an incredible Easter egg, especially for those Legend of Zelda fans and especially for the Ocarina of Time fans out there. Although it does kind of creep me out a little bit, and me or my wife, neither one really wears this, it is cool to have it in our inventory. Number 9 on the list is also hints to people that look like other people. Some fans have noticed that Botrick, a soldier who patrols around the outskirts stable in Hyrule Field, bears a resemblance to Satoru Iwata, the head of Nintendo who unfortunately passed away. Botrick actually tells Link about a secret spring that lies at the top of Satori Mountain. If you go there on specific nights, you'll find a glowing horse that is said to watch over Hyrule with a benevolent eye. This is 1000% an amazing nod to Iwata, and I know a lot of people miss him, and I think that it's awesome that they included this in Breath of the Wild. Also, speaking of nods to other people in the game, if you go to the very first shrine that you have access to in Breath of the Wild, it actually is named Omen Owl. I think that's how you say it, shrine. And although a lot of these shrines actually have weird names, this one is definitely worth taking a closer look at. Omen Owl is actually a play on the word Aonuma. Eiji Aonuma is actually the lead producer of the Legend of Zelda series. Super cool play on words, and I love that they included this, especially in the very first shrine. And then number 10 on the list is actually about the Divine Beast. This one actually has spoilers on the game story, so if you are interested in playing the game and don't know the story, I just want to let you know that this one does have spoilers. Now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about these Divine Beasts and the music for the Divine Beasts. We know if you've beaten the game that the 4 champions that controlled these Divine Beasts actually died. On the online video game forum Reset Era, member Jado talked about how that if you listen to the music for these Divine Beasts, the Morse code signal for SOS can be heard. Tristan Cooper actually made a video on it, and I'll link that in the description if you're interested in checking those out. They're all stitched together, and you can listen to them for yourself. I'll also be linking another video in there that doesn't necessarily revolve around this topic, but revolves around all the music in Breath of the Wild having subtle hints to other things. Both of them are awesome, and definitely feel free to check those out. When you think about it, these SOS signals that they send out is really sad. They're sending them out to no one that can hear them and no one that can really do anything. Some fans have even pointed out that Revali's SOS signal sounds rushed. Given Revali's personality, it seems to me like he didn't think he was going to die, and then at the very last second, he decided to send out an SOS signal. That's super sad and dark if you really look into it, especially the Revali one. And that's all I have for today, guys. Let me know in the comment section below which one was your favorite, and if you found out some stuff that you didn't know about Breath of the Wild. This game has been out for 5 years, and it's amazing that we are still finding stuff out about it. And in the hype for Breath of the Wild 2, I love going back to Breath of the Wild and playing it and just finding out stuff about it that I didn't know before. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to hit the like button if you liked this video. Also subscribe if you want more content like this. Be sure to turn the bells on so you don't miss a video. My wife and I also do stream over on Twitch. The link will be in the description below. Be sure to check that out. We have a lot of fun over there, and we would love to chat with you guys. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Everyone have an awesome day. God bless. This is one half of Our Radiant Gaming signing off.